Kroger Tenderay Beef, no other beef so fresh can be so tender, presents Hearts in Harmony, transcribed. Now that the holidays are coming closer and closer, here's what you'll hear more and more women saying. Kroger's poultry is the best in town. It's a fact, ladies. And once you cook a Kroger chicken or duck or turkey, you'll add your voice to the chorus. Because these Kroger birds do cook better. And that's because they're naturally better. They're plumper, they're juicier, they're more tender. They've got that unmistakable country fresh flavor. When you put any kind of a Kroger bird into your oven, you know that the combination of this naturally better bird and your cooking skill will turn out something super for your family to enjoy. Now take, for instance, a 4-point blue ribbon turkey, the aristocrat of the poultry kingdom. Here's a bird that's practically bursting with tender, juicy meat. The flesh is firm and sweet-flavored. The skin is crisp and clean. The white meat is melt-in-your-mouth tender, and the dark meat is rich and succulent. The reason? Well, 4-point blue ribbon turkeys are raised in the best turkey-growing areas. They're scientifically fed to make them plump and tender. Then they're expertly dressed, just like you'd dress a prize bird. And finally, they're specially selected for hard-to-please folks like you. You can't beat that combination. So order a 4-point blue ribbon turkey now. Your Kroger store and only your Kroger store has them. And now, Hearts in Harmony. Yesterday, Penny gave up her job working in Jed's office. So Freddie Lang went to Professor Rogers to find Penny a job. And the professor offered her a job in his new chemistry laboratory. This morning, Penny goes to the laboratory and says,
"Well, Professor Rogers, I've made up my mind. If you still want me, I want the job."
Well, that makes me very happy, Miss Gibbs. Of course, I won't need you to go to work for 10 days or 2 weeks, but I'm glad you decided to come with me.
You know, you've made me a very nice offer, and maybe I shouldn't look a gift salary in the mouth. But where's the money coming from? I mean, the money that's supposed to be paid to me.
Oh, well, I think I understand. Have no doubt about your salary, Miss Gibbs. My experiments have been financed. Very heavily financed, I might add.
By whom?
Oh, that is something I cannot say. Would you, care to look around the laboratory?
Oh, I have an idea I'll forget what I see now if I don't go to work for 2 weeks.
Oh, that sounds sensible. A whole lot more sensible than my answer to your question about who is financing my work. But I actually am not at liberty to disclose the name of my benefactor.
Well, it really doesn't matter, Professor Rogers. What does matter is that you and I will be working together.
Yes, that does matter, Miss Gibbs. Matters a great deal to me, and I wouldn't be surprised if it turned out that it matters a great deal to you.
Coming. Just a minute, I'm coming. Oh.
May I come in, Miss Gibbs?
Well, Miss Dodge.
I know you didn't expect me, but may I come in, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just so surprised to see you. I forgot my manners. Come on in.
Thank you. Of course, you're wondering why I came to see you.
Well, sit down, won't you?
Thank you. I thought I might as well get the introduction to my visit over with first.
Well, you didn't have to have a reason for coming here.
I think I did. After what happened at my home, I'm quite certain I did.
That's all over. I've forgotten about that.
I hope you have, but I'm afraid you haven't.
Freddie told me what...
Freddie will tell you a lot of things, Miss Gibbs. I'd so much rather you listen to what I have to say.
All right.
Thank you. You see, it's very important to me that you and I be friends.
Is it? Why?
Because I like you. Because I'd prefer it if you liked me.
Affection can't be turned on and off, you know.
You mean it must be earned? Well, perhaps, but if a wrong impression can be corrected, I think affection has a better chance of growing.
Miss Dodge, I think I understand what happened at your house. I think I understand the reason behind it, too.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, Miss Gibbs. There was no reason behind it. It was just a combination of circumstances, unfortunate circumstances.
Look, I don't know how to tell you this, but I personally would prefer if we forget all about it.
But that's just the point. I know what happened was wrong, and I can't forget about it. Please give me a chance to show you that it was a mistake, an unintentional mistake.
I can't possibly be this important to you. Neither can what happened.
I'm important to me, Miss Gibbs. I've got to live with myself. I'm quite convinced that it was my actions, my very thoughtless actions, that resulted in your being so embarrassed.
You're sure that's the only reason you've come here just now?
Of course.
All right, then. Let's both forget about what happened at your house.
Can you forget, Miss Gibbs?
I don't know. I'm not sure. But I'll tell you this. I'll try.
You're going to like this picture, Gibbsy. Believe me, you're going to like it. Got cops and robbers.
Sounds to me like you're going to like it anyhow, Freddie.
Oh, I go for that gangster stuff, Gibbsy. The homicide detective always wears a hat with a snap brim, see? He leans over the guy and he says, "You done it. I know you done it." And the guy, he looks up at him, he says, No, you can't make me say I done it. You can't do that to me. The cop says, "You crooks is all alike. Yell it to the core. Out with them, boys."
You know, I just wonder why you came to take me to the movies. You seem to know all about the picture.
Listen, Gibbsy, I know about every picture they ever made.
Oh, you do, huh?
Sure. Now, you take a hospital picture, for example. The minute it comes on, you know you're going to have a scene with some doctors washing their hands in a basin and holding them up for a nurse to dry. Ain't I right?
Right. They never missed a scene like that in any picture I ever saw.
Okay. And then you got to have a shot in the operating room. You see, in one corner, there's a thing that shows you that the patient is still breathing. See, it goes...
Oh, Freddie.
In and out. In and out. Am I right?
You're right. You're priceless.
Uh-huh. I ain't through yet,
Well,
though.
go on.
You see, then there comes a scene where the hero, of course, he's always the doctor. He has to operate on a guy who's stealing his girl away. Now, is he going to let him die? Ain't he going to let him die? Is he? Ain't he? Back we go, that thing in the corner. There it is. In and out. It's a round thing. Goes...
I think I'd rather listen to you than go to the movies.
That's okay with me. Here, sit here and I'll give you a rundown on all the other types of movies, too. How about that?
Good enough. Only, it's all right for me to walk out if I've seen, or rather heard about the picture.
Oh, sure. You know, gals have been walking out of my life ever since I was old enough to go to a dance hall, you see. Well, here we are. Nice soft bench, ain't it?
This bench is made of wood, Freddie.
Sure, it's pine. And pine's a soft wood.
Oh, you.
Yaka. Okay. Now, you see, we have the Freddie Lang Super Special Productions, and it now presents the latest Freddie Lang Super Special Epic.
Written by...
Freddie Lang.
Directed by...
Freddie Lang.
Starring Freddie Lang.
No. Josephine Klieglein.
Oh.
Well, we couldn't help it, Gypsy. It's in her contract,
Sure.
see? Now, we're about to present a Western entitled Riders of Death Gulch Canyon. Now, the first scene, it's a Wild West bar. Oh, there's always a scene in a combination Wild West bar and dance hall.
With a heroine as pure as gold who's looking for a father.
Hey, wait a minute. Who's writing this one, you or me?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, that's okay. Well, now that we got this dame who's pure as gold, and that she is, but we also got a gambler smile, too, see? She's a black-haired gal who carries a knife and a torch. Both for the gambler.
Uh-oh. You left out a detail. The piano player.
Of course. There's got to be a piano
Of
player.
course.
And, of course, he's got to always be smoking a cigarette and it's hanging from the lower lip like this, see? Now, upstairs in this joint, there has to be some rooms, and there's got to be a railing. Now, you see, that's where the hero and the gambler got to fall over when they crash down on the main floor later on during the big fight.
Look, Freddie, I don't want to interrupt this little epic of yours, but speaking of fights, I had a visitor earlier this evening.
Later on, Gypsy. We'll go into that all later on. Now, right now, I'm in the middle of creating a masterpiece. Hey, where was I?
Oh, well, the last I heard you were in the Dying Goat Saloon falling over a railing.
Yeah, that's right. Only I don't fall over it yet, you see. I got to bring in the half-breed first. He don't like the hero.
He doesn't.
No. And he don't like the gambler neither.
No.
No. And he doesn't like the gambler's mom.
No.
No. You see, this crumb, he don't like nobody.
Oh, Freddie, stop it.
Nothing doing, Gypsy. I got to tell you about another type of movie,
No,
too, now.
really, Freddie,
You see,
I
we
want to
got-
tell you something. Please listen.
A movie plot?
No, it's something entirely different. Madeline Dodge came over to see me today.
Oh, she did, huh? What'd she want?
Well, she's trying awfully hard to make me believe that what happened at her house was a mistake.
Well, why shouldn't she try?
But there's no reason for her to go out of her way to be friendly with me, Freddie. After all, what do I mean to her?
Well, I don't know. That's what's got me to thinking, too. You know, with all her dough, Gibbsy, why should she care about you? What do you think?
Well, maybe she...
Don't finish it. No matter what you were going to say about her that she isn't, she is. You take my word for it. Besides, you're interrupting the next movie. You do want to hear about it.
Oh, is there any way I could stop you?
Oh, you know better than that, Gibbsy, especially about this one, you see. It's going to be one of those creepy movies.
Well, let's skip the details of producer and director and star, shall we?
Yeah, sure, that's
In
what I
fact,
mean.
let's skip the whole thing, shall we?
Okay, Gibbsy, but you're bouncing a big movie man right in the middle of his best work.
I suppose so, and I'm very sorry, Freddie.
Okay, Gibbsy, skip it. I was just kidding anyway. What do you say about the movies? The real stuff, I mean.
All right, in a minute. You know, I saw Professor Rogers today.
Oh, you saw the young, huh?
Mhm.
How is the old guy?
Oh, he looked fine. I told him I'd made up my mind about the job.
Oh, yeah? You're going to take it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's pretty good. In fact, that's great. You know, you two are going to make a great team.
Oh, I don't doubt that. I'm not sure about what I can do to help your uncle, but I'm certainly going to try.
Well, if you try, you're going to do it, Gibbsy. And I'm betting on you. You know that.
Oh, thanks, Freddie. I do feel a little excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, there's only one thing that's bothering me.
Probably the Dodge dame.
Yeah. I just can't help feeling that there's something in the back of her wanting to be friends. Freddie, she's trying too hard.
Well, that's always allowed, ain't it? And you know, anybody ought to try hard to be a friend of yours, Gibbsy.
Freddie Lang, if you knew what you were doing to my head size, you'd stop that.
Okay, I stopped it. What do you say? You ready to make with the movies?
Well, it'll be a little anticlimactic after your super special productions, but let's go. Come on, let's go. Freddie.
I'm sorry, Gibbsy. Just can't help it. You know what that sound in the bottom of the glass means, don't you?
No, I don't.
That means there's no more soda in the bottom of the glass. What do you say, want another one?
No, thanks. The movie was grand, Freddie, and it was grand of you to bring me here afterwards, but I think we better be going home. After all, I start to be a working girl soon.
But you got 2 weeks yet, Gibbsy.
Oh, why leave things to the last minute? Oh, no, I really enjoyed the movie, Freddie, but I must tell you something.
Yeah, what's that?
Your pictures were better. Are we ready? Thanks, Nora. I don't want anything more tonight except to get some sleep. Good night. Oh, who could that be at this hour of the night? I'll go downstairs and get it, Nora. Don't you bother. Oh, golly. Just a minute, just a minute. Hello?
Miss Gibbs?
Yes, who is this?
Miss Gibbs, this is Professor Rogers. Please excuse my calling at this hour.
Oh, that's all right. Is there anything wrong?
No, except that our plans may have to be changed a bit.
You mean about my working for you?
Yes, I've just been called out of town. I'm leaving half an hour.
Well, how does that affect me? Won't you be back?
Oh, yes, in a few days, a week at the most. But what I called you for was to tell you it might be necessary for us to have another talk about that position I offered you on my return.
Well, what's wrong, Professor? Is there any chance of my not working for you?
Oh, that's not it, Miss Gibbs. I just called to tell you that you might possibly have to start working for me immediately on my return.
So Penny may have to go to work for Professor Rogers sooner than she thinks. Be sure to listen to the next dramatic episode of Hearts in Harmony. Ladies, your families are going to expect great things of you over the holidays. For weeks now, they've been thinking about how good Mom can cook a bird. Well, don't you disappoint that family of yours. Be sure that the bird you put into your oven is perfect, and you'll know that the bird you take out will be super, too. Here's how you can be sure. Get your poultry at your Kroger store, because Kroger has the best birds in town. For instance, that aristocrat of all the poultry kingdom, the 4-point blue ribbon turkey. He's better 4 ways. Yes, for 4 reasons he's better. First, he's raised by master turkey growers in the best turkey-raising areas. Then he's scientifically fed to make him plumper, juicier, more tender. Next, he's expertly dressed, the way you'd dress a prize bird. And the one you find in your Kroger store has been specially selected to meet the demands of hard-to-please folks like you. So for a bird that tastes better, that cooks better, that has that real country fresh flavor, order a genuine 4-point blue ribbon turkey at your Kroger store now. Now your local announcer.